Good afternoon, everyone. Let's start today's session. In the last class, we have learned about social issues. And as part of the unit, we had a reading, The Storied House. Let's have a quick glance at what we have learned last day. We have learned about some of the social issues existing in the society, learned about the public transport bus, storied house, dockyard. Okay, and in the initial part of the lesson, we have come across a person named Bayaji who had been working in dockyard in Mumbai. After he got retired, he was coming home in a state transport bus, and after getting down the bus, he carried the wooden box on his head and was moving. On the way, he met Bujava Patil. So when Bayaji greeted Bujava, merely greetings to you, sir, how are the things with you? Bujava was not happy. According to the age-old custom, he should have greeted him little more politely. In which manner? My humble salutation to you, sir, who are my father and mother. So he has just been picking up a quarrel with Bayaji, telling that how can you forget your position if you have because you have turned a Buddhist. Bayaji was very angry. He wanted to knock him down with the wooden box, but he didn't do. He couldn't afford to do so because he has to spend the rest of his life in the same land. Moreover, he has come home for a special purpose. What is the purpose? To spend time with his family, and the rest of the days will be spent there itself. He will be interred in the same soil. Interred means buried after his death. Okay, and it's not a good thing to incur the hostility of anyone in the village, especially the Patil, village headman. Okay, let us see the next. So he said in a meek tone, sir, why spring this on me even before I set foot on the soil of my forefathers? I have to stay here till the end of my life. Why? Aren't you going back to your job? Asked Bujava. No, sir, my service is over. I have turned 60. With this, Bayaji lifted the load from his head a little to place it in position. Then you have collected your fund? Bujava was taking his measure. Yes, sir, Bayaji replied with pride. How much? Bujava asked greedily. Not much. What can a daily worker earn? Bayaji answered. Why won't you mention the figure, man? Bujava persisted artfully. Some 2,500 rupees. Bayaji gave the correct figure. Bayaji, you have a heavy load on your head. Go to your house first. We will talk about it at leisure. At leisure later, Bujava said in mock sympathy. Yes, Bayaji mumbled and walked in the direction of his house. At the moment, Bayaji was the proud owner of 2,500 rupees in cash. So it made no difference whether he was an untouchable or a Buddhist. So what happened? So Bayaji just humbly, meek tone. Meek tone means what? In a humble tone. Meek means humble. In a humble voice, he told that, why do you argue with me? Why do you quarrel with me even before I set foot on my forefather's soil? Soil means land. I have just arrived. Why do you pick up the quarrel? I have to stay here till the end of the life. Okay. Then Bujava asked, why are you not going back to your work? No, sir, my service is over. I have become 60 years old. With this, Bayaji just adjusted the burden on his head. Then have you collected your fund? What do you mean by fund here? Providence fund. PF we say. Employees will have PF fund. PF means Providence Fund. So when you join a job, government pays some money. Sorry, you pay some money and your employer pays some money. And when you retire, you get the fund. Many of your parents may be job holders. They may all have PF. That means Providence Fund. So as Bayaji retired, Bujava asked, have you collected your fund? Bujava was taking his measure. Measure means what? He was trying to measure whether Bayaji has earned more or not. Bayaji told, yes, sir. With pride, Bayaji replied, how much? Bujava asked greedily. Not much, sir. How much can a daily worker earn? Bayaji answered, then Bujava wants to know the exact amount. Won't you tell the figure, man? How much it is? Please tell the exact figure. Bujava persisted artfully. Persisted means what? Continued to motivate him to speak out the exact amount. Oh, it's nothing, sir. Just 2,500 rupees. Means 2,500 rupees. At that time, this sum was a huge sum. So Bujava understood how much Bayaji has earned. Bayaji, you go fast. There is a heavy load on your head. We will talk about it later. In a mock sympathy. In a mock sympathy. Bujava replied in a mock sympathy. What do you mean by mock sympathy? As I told you, when someone met with accident and lying on the road in pool of blood, you also go and see there and you say, oh, poor man, poor girl. It may be mock sympathy. Means what? Not genuine, not from your heart. You may just say, as all are standing there, you say, poor man. In the same manner, Bujava was also telling Bayaji, you have a heavy luggage on your head. Please go fast. Bujava said in a mock sympathy. Bayaji started walking towards the direction of his house. At that time, Bayaji is the proud owner of 2,500 rupees. It made no difference whether he is an untouchable or he is a Buddhist or he is a daily wage worker. No matter, he is the owner of 2,500 rupees. It's a great sum at that time. If only one could swindle out of untouchable Bayaji or rather Buddhist, Bayaji 4 or 5 rupees, that was enough. With the thought in his mind, Bujava entered his Vada, the big house. Exchanging pleasantries with people he met on the way, Bayaji reached the public building called Takya in the untouchable settlement. The building was named Buddha Vihar by those who embraced Buddhism. As Bayaji neared Buddha Vihar, the children who were playing with a ball made of rags finished their game and cried out, Baiju Nana is here, Baiju Nana is here, and scampered in the direction of Bayaji's house. Bayaji's 85-year-old mother quickly scrambled to her feet. She had aged much, but her old worn frame was still sturdy and her teeth were strong enough to break grams. She could thread a needle without help. When she heard of Bayaji's arrival, her heart swelled. As Bayaji came in, his wife concealed her joy with the end of her sari and took down the box from his head. His grandchildren clung to him and began to tease the folds of his dhoti. The neighboring children watched the scene in idle curiosity. Come, get into the house, children, said Bayaji. His mother walked out with a bent back and told Bayaji to wait outside the door. Bayaji obeyed. If anyone can swindle out Bayaji, swindle out means what? Cheat. Swindle out means cheat. Okay? If anyone can cheat Bayaji, it is a great thing because he is the owner of 2,500 rupees. If anyone can just cheat him for 400 or 500 rupees, that is enough. 400 or 500 rupees in those days meant lakhs. Okay. With this thought in mind, Bujava entered his house. Bujava went to his house. Exchanging pleasantries with people. What do you mean by pleasantries? Greetings. Pleasantries means greeting. Okay. On the way, he greeted the people whomever he met. He entered the public building. There is a big public building. What is the name of the public building? Takia. It is located in the untouchable settlement. Untouchable people, they live in a particular area, in a particular colony. That building is named as Buddha Vihar. The people who embraced Buddhism, they call the particular building as Buddha Vihar. Okay, they named the house as Buddha Vihar. When Bayaji reached Buddha Vihar, children who were playing with the ball made of rags. Rags means, you know, torn clothes. Rags means torn clothes. Using the cloth, they made ball. And they were playing. They finished their game and they cried out, Baijunana is here, Baijunana is here. And scampered in the direction of Bayaji's house. What do you mean by scamper? Run playfully or run in a joyful manner. Scamper, run playfully. All the children. Just imagine when someone in your nearby your house comes from US or Arabian countries, what happens? Their family members will be eagerly waiting. Their family members will be eagerly waiting. Even neighbors will be eagerly looking keenly. Same way, your children, they saw Bayaji coming. Is there anyone whose parents work abroad? Is there anyone whose parents work abroad? Can you please raise your hand? No one? No one? Maybe there are some of them. Let me see. None of your parents work abroad? Please raise your hand. Basha, does your parent work abroad? Basha? Please unmute and speak. Please unmute, Basha. Basha, please unmute. Please click on the unmute button. Don't hesitate, no problem. Click on the unmute. Okay. Does your parent work abroad? Basha? Basha? I can't hear you. Okay. Hope that many of your parents work abroad. When they come after 4 or 5 years, you'll be eagerly waiting. You'll be ordering something for them, something from them, from abroad to get, isn't it? A tab or a mobile or a, what do you call, a new dress, you may be ordering. So the same way Bayaji was coming home after a long time, children ran. His 85-year-old mother scrambled to her feet. Scramble means what? Move with move with urgency, we see, emergency. Means trying to get up quickly from the chair. Actually, she is a very old woman. She is trying to get up immediately as soon as Bayaji came, as soon as her son came. Bayaji's mother was 85, but she had a very steady frame body. She was still strong. Even Bayaji is very strong as he is walking. And her teeth were strong enough to break grams. It shows how strong her teeth is. Her teeth were strong enough to break grams and she can thread a needle without anyone's help. What does it indicate? She had good eyesight. She had good eyesight. When she heard that her son arrived, her heart swelled. It became very happy. Bayaji's wife concealed her joy. Concealed means hidden. Bayaji's wife was very happy. When Bayaji came, did Bayaji's wife shout, "Hooray!" And did she dance there? Did she dance? No, they can't do so. So what she did, she took the end of her sari and covered her face, and she has hidden her happiness. She has hidden her happiness. Didn't exhibit her happiness. Grandchildren, his grandchildren came and clung to him, means held his legs and started catching his dhoti, began twisting the folds of his dhoti. Small children, when they come near us, they catch our leg and they will try to catch our dress, and all small children are like that. Neighboring children watched the scene in ideal curiosity. Neighboring children were watching it very curiously. As I told you, when someone comes up from abroad, even you, if it is in your neighbor house, you also will just peep through the window. What all things he has brought for the children, what all things he has brought for the family, you will be very eager to know and you will be watching it very curiously. So children, Bayaji said, come in children. Okay. Mother walked out with a bent back. Mother is 85-year-old. That is why she bent. She walked with a bent back. Okay. But mother told Bayaji, please wait outside. Bayaji's mother told him to wait outside the house. Bayaji obeyed. Let us see what happened. The old woman came forward, poured some water over the piece of bread in her hand, moved it around Bayaji's face and flung it away as an offering. She ran her palms over his cheeks and pressed his fingers on her temples. All 8 fingers gave out a cracking sound. Bayaji's family was doing well. He had 8 children in all, 6 sons and 2 daughters. The daughters had been married off and had given birth to children. The elder son looked after the field. Next 2 sons were in government service. The one after them was a school teacher. The 6th one was still studying. Since they knew that Bayaji was coming home for good, the elder son in service and the 2 daughters were already home to greet him. All of them wondered what their father had got for them from his lifetime earning. The next day when Bayaji opened the box, it revealed only some pots and pans, nails and photographs. Looking at these, the elder daughter asked, Nana, how is that you haven't brought anything for us? Bayaji was amused that his daughters thought in this childish manner, even after they had children of their own. He ran his eyes over all his children and said, look here, children. Bayaji's mother told him to wait outside for what sake? Let us see. Old woman came forward with a piece of bread, poured some water on the piece of bread and moved it around Bayaji's face like this, flung it away. And she took her hands and moved on whose cheeks? Bayaji's cheeks, and all her fingers. She was pressing on Bayaji's temple. Temple is this area, temples. Okay, temple of human body is this. Just pressed. All 8 fingers gave out a cracking sound. What do you call it? You call it some drishti diyadam or something. Okay, Bayaji's mother has done so. Bayaji's family is doing well, surely, because he had 8 children. 2 daughters and 6 sons. All were in good position. Daughters were married off and they got children. Elder son looked after the field and the next 2 sons were in government service. One was a school teacher and one was still studying. All of them knew that Bayaji is coming home for a good purpose. So all of them arrived early. Okay, they want to know what their father has brought for them from their earning, from his earning. Next day, Bayaji opened the box. So even if your parents, like what I say is, when your parents go to city or when your parents go to some faraway places, when they come back, you'll be eagerly waiting. For example, you'll be eagerly waiting for your father to know what he has brought for you. You will not sleep. Even if it is late night, you will be staying awake, waiting for him to check out what he has brought for you. And he comes with a big box. You will not have patience to wait till the next day to open the box. You will open it then and there. And if you have brothers or sisters, you will hurry and take the best one first. Your small, your younger brother or sister may be asleep that time. You will take the best one and keep it. And you will tell your younger brother, see, I kept the best one for you. It's for you. The best toy, it is for you. The best mobile is for you. You will console him. So the next day, Bayaji opened the box. Bayaji's children, grandchildren, everyone was very eager. What did they find? Only some pots, pans, nails and photographs. Looking at these children got fed up. What is this, Nana? Haven't you brought anything for us? Bayaji was very much amused seeing that his children are behaving in this childish manner even after they are grown up and they have children. Even after they are grown up and they have children, but they are behaving like children. Okay? He looked at all the children and told, look here, children. If I had brought new clothes for you, they would tear. If I had brought an ornament, it would soon wear out. Out of my earnings, I wish you to have something that will last longer. Bayaji paused after these words. His eldest son was godly. He said, neither we nor our wives want anything. Tell us what you would like us to do. Look, children, ours is such a large family. Even at mealtime, we have to eat by turns or sit crowded, knocking our knees together. I wish to build a house out of my earnings, and it has to be a storied house. The usual three-portioned house won't be adequate for us. All were happy with this plan. The plan was finalized, and the foundation of the storied house was laid on the auspicious New Year day. Bayaji told, if I bring you new clothes, one day they will tear. One day they will tear. If I bring you ornament, it will wear out. But I want you to give something that will last longer. I want you to give something that will last longer. Bayaji's eldest son said, he was godly, he was a good man. Father, we don't want anything. Tell us what you want us to do. Bayaji told, look, children, ours is a large family, isn't it? Bayaji's family is a very large family. Almost 8 children, their children. So even during meal time, they all cannot sit at a time. They have to take turns, means 5 at a time, next 5 after they complete. And they were sitting crowded, knocking their knees each other. So Bayaji wants to build a house out of his earning. That is a gift he is going to give to all his children. And the house has to be a storied house. It should have one more floor. The usual 3-portioned house. What is the usual 3-portioned house? 3-portioned house means bedroom, kitchen, hall. Only one bedroom and a kitchen and a hall. That's it. There is 3-portioned house. That will not be sufficient for a family like Bayaji's. Bayaji's family is a large family. Okay. All were happy with this plan. They are planning to construct a storied house. On the auspicious day of New Year, they laid the foundation stone of the storied house. The plan was finalized and they laid the foundation stone. So this is the first part of the lesson. Bayaji comes home. Children were eagerly waiting for something. He told all the children that it's not good that I bring you cloth or ornaments. They will all wear and tear out. I want to give you something that will last longer. And I plan to build a storied house for our family so that everyone can live comfortably. Usual conventional 3-portioned house won't be enough. Just remember, at that time, no untouchable people had a storied house. They had a conventional 3-portioned house. So Bayaji is the first to build a storied house among the untouchables or among the Buddhists. Let us see the keywords. God damn it, I told you an expression. When you are angry, you use it. God damn it. Momentum means movement. Clambered, climbed. Jostling, pushing. Reluctantly, unwillingly. Truant child, a child who stays away from school without leave or permission. Lurch means sudden movement. Helter skelter, in disorderly haste. Heaved means uttered. Grunted. Heaved means uttered. Uttered means speak out. Grunted means made a low, rough sound. Yes, rough sound, but it's not very heavy sound. It's a soft sound. Dockyard, everyone know. Place where ships are built and repaired. Sturdy, strong and solid. Mahar, a Dalit community in Maharashtra. Their occupation is wall mending, sweeping, agricultural labor. Sundry means various other things, numerous things, several. Nonplussed, confused. Hostility, enmity. Mumbled, said indistinctly, means said without clarity. Unclear sound is known as mumbling. Unclear sound. When someone calls you, you will mumble. You will not let others to hear what you speak, but you will mumble within you. Okay? Pleasantries means jocular or humorous remark. How are you? Are you still alive? When will you go? These are some common words you ask when people come from abroad. The first question you ask is, when will you go back? Scampered means ran quickly. These are the important words. Just a minute. Just a minute. Comprehension. Let us just analyze. Who was Bayaji? Where did he work? Samhita, you can answer. Very simple. Please answer, Samhita. Who was Bayaji? Where did he work? Please unmute and speak.
Sir.
Ah.
He worked in dockyard, sir.
Yes. First, you should answer who was Bayaji. Bayaji was a 60-year-old man.
60 years.
Okay. Mahar
Sir,
by
not
okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
And next answer is he worked in dockyard.
Dockyard.
Right.
Tuck.
Okay, good. Next question is to Nigida. Sandosh? Sandosh is not there. Sandosh. Please get up. Let me ask you a question, Sandosh. Are you there? Why did Bayaji return home, Sandosh? Why did Bayaji return home? Please unmute, Sandosh. Click on the unmute button.
Sir, can you repeat the question, sir?
Why did Bayaji return home? Bayaji came back to his house. Why?
He was...
Bayaji has turned 60 and he was retired from his work. That's the reason he returned home to spend rest of his days in his native place. Okay, Santosh?
Okay, sir.
Next question is to Sunny Killer. Who is the Sunny Killer? Does he kill mosquitoes? Sunny Killer. Sunny, are you there? Please unmute, Sunny. No. Gautam, please unmute. Gautam. No. Chamandi. Please unmute. Chamandi. R. Chamandi. Please click on unmute. I'll move on to next if you don't unmute. Venu. Please unmute Venu. No way. Anyway, I appreciate Santosh as you have unmuted yourself. There are many students here who are not even unmuting themselves when the teacher calls. Remya, please unmute. Remya. Remya? Okay. This is a futile attempt. Harshini, please unmute. Next is Sai Preetham. Okay, Sai Preetham, get ready. Next is Sai Preetham. Harshini?
Sir, can you read the question?
Greetings to you, sir. How are the things with you? Bayaji greeted Bujava. Why did Bujava become furious? Do you think this is unusual? Explain. Why did
Yes,
Bujava
sir,
become
it's unusual for the Bujaba because he is the upper caste one,
Yes.
and Bayaji is a lower caste, so he became furious.
Yes. According to the age-old custom, a lower caste person should greet an upper caste person with telling that humble salutation to you, sir. How are the things with you? Who are my father and mother? But Bayaji merely said greetings to you, sir. This provoked Bujava. He became furious. And second part of the question, is it unusual? Yes, it is unusual in those days, but not in the present society. Okay. Now I have told someone to unmute and he's missing now. Yes, I have seen somewhere. Okay, Harshini, thank you. Your answer is right. Next question is to Rajesh. Rajesh, please unmute Rajesh. Rajesh?
Sir,
Very good. Next question. Why was Bayaji tempted to knock down Bujava with his box? Why was Bayaji tempted to knock Bujava down with his box? Tell me whatever you know, I will help you. Rajesh, you are muted back, I think. You have muted yourself. Akbar, please unmute Akbar. Akbar. Click on unmute. Yes, good. Why was Bayaji tempted to knock Bujava down with his box? Akbar, you can speak. Bayaji was tempted to throw the wooden box on Bujava. What is the reason? Just try whatever you know. I will help you out. No matter, even if it is wrong, I have no problem. I appreciate your willingness to unmute and speak something that you know. Okay. Why did he become angry?
I don't idea, sir.
Okay, no problem. We will take suggestion of Sharanya. Sharanya, why do you think Bayaji was tempted to knock Bujava with his box?
Because his box,
Because
the box is full.
okay, try, no problem. Bayaji was angry and tried to knock Bujava down with his box. Whether wrong or right, no matter. Response, that is the best thing that a student can do. No matter wrong or right. And there is no answer. There is no wrong answer. There is no wrong answer. Every answer is correct, but 1% correct, 2% correct, 50% correct. That's it. Every answer is correct. Whatever students speak is correct. Okay. Shall I take the help of someone? Who is ready to answer? Please raise your hand. Who can answer this question? Santosh is ready. Santosh, are you ready? Okay, Santosh is a privilege. Okay, please unmute. Click on unmute. Okay, speak. Please speak.
Sir, question once repeat, sir.
Why was Bayaji tempted to knock Bujava down with his box?
Bujava, sir, Bujava was
Bujava was?
he was very angry thing.
Yes, he was irritating Bayaji.
It's very angry, irritating and angry boxing, sir.
Yes. Santosh, you have told answer. I'll frame it into beautiful sentence. Bayaji was tempted to knock Bujaba down with his box. The reason is because Bujava irritated Bayaji, telling that he did not greet him properly. According to age-old custom, he should have greeted with more respect. He told that Bayaji's greeting was inappropriate. Okay, it was not appropriate, it was inappropriate. Okay. We have 2 more questions. Students, you can find it out yourself. I request you all to listen carefully to the lesson. Don't miss it out. And I have asked you questions, you are getting trouble. Just in 30 seconds, I will brief out the story once again for the students who didn't understand. Bayaji was a 60-year-old man who had been working in dockyard in Bombay. He had been retired. So he's coming back to his native place. On the way, he was walking towards his house. While he was walking towards his house, he met Bujava Patil on the road. Bujava Patil, when he met Bujava Patil, Bayaji greeted him, telling that, "Greetings to you, sir." But Bujava became angry. That is not the way of greeting high caste people. Low caste people should greet high caste people, telling, "Humble salutation to you, sir, who are my father and mother. How are the things with you?" In this manner, in a very polite manner, he should have greeted, but he did not. Bujava became furious. Bujava became angry. Bujava started quarreling with Bayaji, telling that you should not lose your head because you have earned some money. This is not the way of greeting the high caste people. Bayaji couldn't tolerate it. Bayaji couldn't bear it. He felt like throwing the box on whom? Bujava. But he did not do, because he cannot incur the hostility of anyone in the village. He cannot create enmity between anyone in the village. Moreover, he has completed his tenure of work. He cannot go back to Bombay or Pune. He should live and die in the same soil. So it's not a good thing to make quarrel with others. Later, Bayaji reached home. Bujava also persisted on knowing the exact amount Bayaji received as a PF fund. Why did Bujava want to do that? Bujava wants to know whether Bayaji became richer than him or not. Bujava wants to know whether Bayaji has earned more money than him or not, or became richer than him or not, or an untouchable creature has become richer or not. That is the reason he was persisting on Bayaji. Bayaji's dream was to construct a storied house, as the conventional three-portioned house was inadequate for the entire family, as it is a large family. Okay, that is the end of this lesson. Dear students, please complete the question answers. Once you write, then you will understand how much you understood. If still you didn't understand the lesson, please go through the lesson once. Okay, we will have the second part of the storied house in the forthcoming class. Okay, thank you all.
Good evening, students. Good evening, all. How are you all? First of all, let me thank to Rajkumar. I think Rajkumar, working under archaeological department or like visited any park, have been observing, showing all the what we call like items, like historical items, whatever present in the museum, I think. Anyway, thank you, Rajkumar. Okay. And many students like that, sitting somewhere without a piece of paper and listening the class. A humble request. Please sit somewhere, get ready with a running note, and note on whatever you already, I hope they know everything, but it is an additional information, feel like that and write it in your running note. Okay, okay, children. So after a long period, so let us recall all the portions, whatever we have learned in the last session. We are in chapter 3, protection and employment. Okay, so we have discussed many terms. First one is GDP, gross domestic product. And how do we calculate GDP? That formula also have given you. GDP in the sense, the final value of all the goods and services produced in a country within a period of time, we call GDP or gross domestic product. And a small example they have given in your concept book. Let me tell you that, like a farmer, just an example, a farmer cultivating paddy. Okay, cultivation of paddy. Okay, he got good harvest and he sold his product to the rice mill owner. He sold his product to the rice mill owner. He earned some amount like 1,000 per kg. Or altogether he got 1,500 rupees, just an example. And next, like this rice mill owner sold that product. Actually, what process we have in rice mill? They separate husk and rice. So he sold the same product to the hotel or any other like food production agents or any like factory or anything. Okay, so he sold it and he purchased that item at the rate of 2,000 rupees and he sold, like, what is the final product there? In the hotels we can see idli, vada, dosa or whatever it may be. Yes or no? Don't think about idli, vada, dosa. So after the class, you can have that. And now, just what is the final product then? That idli, vada, dosa. And he sold and he earned 2,500, 3,000 rupees. Now, what is the final product here? What is the final product? Can you tell me? What is the final product here? Finally, how much he earned? Am I right? So rest all intermediate goods we can say. Even paddy also. There is no final consumption or final, like finally who received and how much they earn, that we consider as a final income, and it leads it taken to the GDP. Did you get me? Now you have to learn two terms there: intermediary goods and intermediate goods and final goods. What do you mean by one more example I have given you, like sugar cane. Okay, sugar cane is a intermediate good. Okay, when it change it to sugar and when it change it to final good, so we can say that it is a final good. The same way, organized sector and unorganized sector, we have a quick check on that in this session. Okay, then after production and different sectors in production: primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. Primary sector, agriculture sector mainly. In agriculture sector, we have fishing, forestry, mining. Note it down. Okay, fishing, forestry, mining, and this all come under primary sector. And when it comes to secondary sector or industrial sector, secondary sector or industrial sector. You know what is industries, and many factories recently formed. Okay, so many production and distribution happening. Nowadays, we can say that the backbone of our economy is industrial and industrial sector. Because many factories recently launched and many production departments launched, many people got employment opportunity in that, and that also we have in the concept employment. Okay, when it comes to next is the tertiary sector. In tertiary sector, we have like many banking, transportation, education, and communication. Okay, many, like note it down, all banking, transportation, education, hospital, communication, etc. So these all come under tertiary and tertiary or service sector. Once again, primary, secondary, tertiary sector, primary sector agriculture, secondary sector industry, and tertiary sector service sector. Okay, so these all topic we have discussed in the last session, and today we are going to discuss about changes in the importance of sector, value of goods and services produced, and employment of the people. So changes in the importance of sector. What do you understand from that heading? Changes in the importance, because in earliest time, it's some like years ago, in especially our country, they have great like economy or income from the agriculture sector. Okay, maximum members engage in agriculture sector, and later what happened when industrial sector launched? When industrial sector launched, after that many people opt profession or job in the industry. Reason may be many, maybe risk. You know, farming, agriculture activity in the sense risk is more. So then after, now recently service sector, more skilled person. Even you people try to get service sector jobs. Am I right? Are you interested to do agricultural activity? You may do when you do not get, or when you don't get any job. Yes or no? In Telugu, we can Kaliga Tirugadam. That time we may go to the field because there is no income. Am I right? We may engage in that. Also, not 100% dedication won't be there. For getting 10 to 20 rupees, we may, maybe father or someone, uncle or someone may give you some amount. For that, we may engage, but 100% dedication is not there. So these are all topics we are going to discuss today. So all of you, please look at the screen. Dear students, at least a running note with you. Okay. Okay, so chapter 3. Production and employment, these two terms clear, I think, for you. Employment in the sense job opportunities or profession generally we call. And now here we have like a classification. It's your turn. May I ask you or may I tell you? What do you want to do? First one, occupation tailor they have given. In which sector it come on? Tailor. Tailor. Primary, secondary, or tertiary? Agriculture, industrial, or service sector? Please tell me quickly. Service sector. Don't confuse. Tailor is giving a service. Okay, there is no production and all. Service sector. Okay, next basket weaver. What is basket weaver? Basket weaver and all come under. It's related to nature, yes or no? Think like that. Primary. And next is a flower cultivator. Cultivation. Primary. Very good. Milk vendor. Milk vendor. Milk vendor. Service. Milk vendor. The person who sell. Okay. And next is fisherman. Fishing. Already come under primary sector. Agriculture. I have told in the beginning. Fishing, forestry, mining. Okay. So next is a priest. Priest is nothing but the holy person on the temple or church. Come under service sector. Very good. Courier. Courier service. Generally, the term itself courier service. Next, workers in match factory. Secondary. Yes or no? Yes. And next is money lender. Even though he is collecting interest, but this come under service sector. Very good. Gardener. Samvida, I am observing your lip movement. Correct. Okay. Fine. Money lender. Service. Gardener. Primary. We can say primary. And potter. Making pots. Related to nature. It's also come under primary. Yes. And beekeeper. Honeybee. Primary. Bees. And astronaut. Service. Okay. And call center employee. That term itself, you know that what is that? It is a service. Call center service. Yes or no? So this all about, and just a quick check, because this may be like classification may ask in the question paper. Okay, in the examination. So please write the which sector it is. So immediately you may, and you try to find some more. Okay, some more job occupations and its classification. Okay, now let us enter into our topic. Changes in the importance of sectors. I have told you in the beginning, changes in the importance of sectors, in the sense, first we have given for more importance on primary sector or agriculture sector. Later it changed into industrial or secondary sector, and finally it is in service sector. And value of goods and services produced and employment of the people. Job opportunity, employment. We all know that job opportunity, but unemployment still it's going on. Am I right? What may be the reason? Lack of special skill on the profession. Or you can see some of the well-educated, like we can say that like after engineering, many people roaming on road. What may be the reason? Lack of specialized skill, we can say. So what they may do? They may do some other job in the private sector. Okay, here what you have to remember is which sector, how it's lead to get good GDP, gross domestic product. Did you get me? The total market value. When production increases or productivity increases, it leads to get good result in GDP. Okay, so we are going to compare these three sectors. What lagging? See here, so far we know how the size of GDP has increased over the years. As more and more goods and services are produced, it is essential to know how this increase took place and what kind of activities contributed more to this growth of GDP. It has been noted that many of the now developed countries had agriculture and other allied activities as a most important contributor of GDP during the initial stage of development. Once again, let me remind you, developed country. Not that point, from agriculture sector to the service sector. Still they have more like what we call here, if generally India's situation, let me tell you, see, many unemployed people are there. 1 acre, so suppose you have 1 acre of land. Your father doing cultivation or some crop production in that field. If you are, like suppose you are not getting any job, actually father enough to look after that all. You may also engage in the field, doing weeding work or what we call join here and there some other work. But what is the income from that? What may be the income? The same income. Am I right? What your father earned before, the same income. Now what happened? That income going to be divided. There is no more production in that. Yes or no? Coming to that topic. Now see here. 1 second, students. Yes. See, as the methods of farming changed and agriculture sector began to prosper, first stage. As the methods of farming changed, maybe technological development. Okay, many reasons may be there. It produced much more food than before. Many people could now take up the other activities as essential. Food requirement were met by other producers. From rulers employed a large number of people as administrators, army, etc. However, at this stage, in an overall context, most of the goods produced were from agriculture and related to sector, and most people were also employed in this sector. Beginning stage they have given here. What changes happened there? First paras, what they have given? In the first para, what did they give? Here you see agriculture began prosper. It means extends or more. And it produced much more food than before. Many people could now take up other activities. As essential food requirements were met by other producers. So actually what happened when population increases, needs also may increase. There were increasing number of craft persons and traders. It means other products also. They started concentrating on other products where they get good income. Buying and selling activities increased many times. Okay, changes from agriculture to other sector. The same way, rulers employed a large number of people as administrators, armies, etc. However, at this stage, in an overall context, most of the goods produced were from the agriculture and related to sector. And most people were also employed in the sector, in the agricultural sector. Recall that you have read about the industrial revolution in the earliest classes. What do you mean by industrial revolution? So here you can see that changes. Industrial revolution is nothing but establishing more industries. Production increased. Human needs increased. So they need, like when population increases, needs also increase. So more production and economical value. See here, a new method of manufacturing were introduced. Factories came up and started expanding. Those people who had earlier worked on the farm now began to work in the factories in large numbers. Changed the people attitude. They started changing, because here also you can see, you people like children, you have different aims in your mind. No one ready to do agricultural activities or labor work in the field or any other job. So the same time here also you can see most of the people change their attitude and they engage in industrial work, and maybe for their livelihood or income. Main reason is more income, and people began to use many more goods. There was mass production by factories at much lower rates, and these goods reached the market all over the world. Globalization. Okay, so export import increased. Great contribution to the GDP. Production when increases, you all know that this come into this transfer to the improvement of GDP rate. And the same way for these countries, industrial production gradually became the most important sector. both in the total production of goods and services and also in employment of the people. Hence, over time, a shift took place. This means that the importance of sectors had changed. The industrial sector became the dominant sector, and the importance of the agriculture sector both for employment and production declined. Here in the second stage, you see what happened. Most of the people changed. Even today, it's going on. If you are a professional, you are not ready to work in the field. You may opt some other sector, especially industrial. It means private sectors, almost all the private sectors, we can say that the industrial sector. Am I right? And some service sectors also. But you may prefer second and third sector. It means primary sector. There is no preference for primary sector. When you give preference, if you won't get to job in secondary or tertiary sector, under that circumstances, you prefer primary sector. And if you never contribute anyway, because many people now also working in the agriculture sector or agriculture field. Lack of job opportunity, population may be the reason, but there is no productivity. Decrease the production. Nowadays, we are importing many things from other countries. World Wide Web we have, because we are ordering different items. Even rice also importing from China and other countries nowadays. Chinese products. Because here production is not like, because people thinking about the economical value or income or their income status. Where we get more, we change it, and risk, less risk. Even in the agriculture field, farmers may have different opinion because there is no good income. Okay, this is all about the change. And next, finally, here you see, in the past 50 years, there has been a further shift from industry to the sector for developed countries. See, what is it? Past 50 years, there has been a further shift from industry to service sector for developed countries. The service sector has become the most important sector in terms of total production. One more thing, let me remind you, service sector in the sense, specially skilled person they opt. Specially skilled persons, professionals we can say. Most of the working people have also made shift and are now employed in the service sector, and most of the production activities are those of services and not manufactured goods. This is the general pattern observed in developed countries. What we can see in almost all the developed countries, see, they have given more importance to the service sector, and most production activities are those of services and not manufactured goods. This is the general pattern observed in developed countries. Is a similar pattern observed in India too. Look at the following just let us see this. After that, let us go to that topic. Here you see, why do services comprise of, you have a topic here. First one, community, social and personal services. Okay, what all services come under that? See here, public administration, defense, education, health, veterinary. Veterinary is nothing but animal, like doctors, veterinary. Yes, and activities, media, library, archives, and the next one is museum and other cultural activities. And finance, insurance and real estate. Finance, insurance and real estate, second stage. Services of banks, post office saving, accounts and non-banks financial. And next one is companies, life insurance and general insurance corporations. Services of brokers and real estate. Brokers, real estate in the sense, exchange of land, generally we call. Okay, now what you should tell me? Trade, hotel, transport and community. What all the things come under that? First, trade. Trade in the sense, what are the wholesale? Trade in the sense business. Please note it down in your book. Wholesale trade, retail trade, exports and import, supermarket, malls, everything come under trade. Okay, once again, trade in the sense wholesale trade, retail trade, exports and imports, supermarket and malls. Okay, write it in your running note. And coming to hotel. Okay, family hotels we have, luxury hotels. Okay, small hotels and five-star hotels. Small shops which you can see in the villages, that all. Transportation, road, railway, ship, air transport, water transport and land transport. 3. Okay, roadway, railway, and ships, air, everything, transportation. And next is finally coming to communication. What all that? TV, media, newspaper, radio, this all come under that. Okay, that all communication. First of all, you classification must remember before we enter into that: community, social and personal services, public administration, defense, education, health, veterinary activities, media, library, archives and the museum and other cultural activities, finance, insurance and real estate. Remember the services, what are the services they provided. Okay, so that's, and now yes, see the pie tree, see here. See here, share different sectors in gross domestic product. They have given heading: agriculture in green, industries in green. 2 years they have mentioned. One is 1973, 74, 2015 and 16. Here in the concept book you can see 13, 14 almost same. Okay, so 15 and 16 and 73 and 74. What is supposed to do is agriculture sector in 1973, 74 you see 43% you can see here. Did you see? And when it comes to 2015-16, what is the status? 19%. Coming to industry, industrial sector, you see what is the status of industrial sector? 22% here. When it comes to 2015-16, 28%. So here agricultural sector, the protection in agriculture sector or the economical status of the agriculture sector deprived, we can see here, you see 19% and 43%, 73, 74, more productivity they have there. And here 19%. And when it comes to all other sectors, trade, hotel, transport, communication given there. GDP, calculate this all. GDP in the sense primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector. Overall production. Okay, primary, secondary, tertiary, overall production calculation. Okay, so that we can see in the when we calculate a GDP. And next is finance, insurance, and real estate. 3 columns, 3 color they have given. See here, finance, insurance 22%, 15, 16, and 73, 74, 8%. And community, social, and personal services. What is the status of that? Yes, 12%. Okay, already we have gone through the services. What are the services provided by these three in the previous? Yes or no? Community, social, personal. Here you have community, social. These are all the services. From that, what I earn. Okay, so that we consider when we calculate the GDP. Got it? And the circle or the pie chart represented the GDP in the given year. GDP is made up of production from 3 sectors. Remember that: agricultural, industry, and service sector. 3 sectors we will consider when we calculate the GDP. And now services in turn are seen to comprise of 3 types. So that already we have seen services or service sector comprise here. This is that. Okay, insurance, insurance, these all services, different services. So what they earn from that percentage also included in the GDP or gross domestic product. Okay, children. Now, see here, the employment, the working life in India. Employment, working life in India. The gross domestic products of a country has a close relationship between the total number of working people in a country. Working people in the sense the pupil effort, the skilled persons or skilled person in the sense the professionals we can say, because a person is very like different types of professions we can see in our country. So many companies still suffering lack of proper employees in the factories or lack of proper production. Even APJ Abdul Kalam said that. India still developing stage. What may be the reason? The lack of proper education in the primary classes, especially 1 to 17 years old, because there is no practical experience for the children. Practical experience. Instead, now I am teaching you the calculation of GDP. Instead of what I should do, I should give you the task, calculate and show me the GDP. Now you are learning. What is GDP? The final value of goods and services produced in a country during a particular. Okay, exam oriented and vomiting in the answer sheet. Completed. I got 100 out of 100 mark. Am I right? But when it comes to real life, nothing there. So actually from the base level, we have to start the practical knowledge. So that is the gross domestic product of a country has a close relationship with the total number of working people of the country. In every country, as population increases, it is essential that the country provides opportunity for those who are looking for work. Unless people get job to earn, how do they get food and other necessities to fulfill their requirement? In the food security chapter already we have discussed the same topic, what affordability of the goods and service goods. The same topic here also repeated, because job opportunity, we have job opportunity in the industrial sector and service sector, but lack of proper knowledge or professionalism, people are diverting their attitude and going for some sort of work like less income jobs, saying that wage workers, we can say many people working in the different like what we call in the shop as a shopkeeper, and like wage workers, like in construction field as a wage worker, even educated people. So here you see this table. So according to 2011, out of 12-10 million person in India, 460 million people are workers. That is people engaged in some productive activity. The following table shows them. So what you supposed to do is, see, agriculture sector they have given, rural area 59.8, urban area 6.6. Even you all know that urban area there is no more agricultural activities, industrial sector or industrial activity, and the same way service sector we can see in urban area, village level and township. Sex male and female they have given 40.7 male and 57.2 female. Finally, all workers in the agriculture sector 44.6, industrial sector 24.4, service sector 31.0. Now which one is leading? 44.6% agriculture sector. We can see now you have a doubt. Even though GDP in the lower rate, what may be the reason? Improving but lower rate, because in the beginning I have told you the employment opportunities. We have to remember employment opportunities in the country, because 1% or 2% enough to do work in the field. Instead 10 or 12 persons are doing work in the same field, and it not leading to get good income from that, or it not reaching to the GDP. Okay, so that is the main reason. Don't forget this 44.6 in the agricultural sector. In which year? 2011. It is not like in when they take next census or next data. So that also let us check 2021 next we have. So in 2011 status it is, and the same way see here. Unfortunately in India, while there has been a change in the share of the three sectors in GDP, a similar shift has not taken place in the employment. Graph 3 shows the share of employment in the three sectors in 1973-74 and 2015 and 16. The agriculture sector continues to be the largest employer even now. Why didn't employment shift out agriculture sector? It is because not enough jobs were created in the industry and service sector. See the term the same, because even skilled or unskilled, or the person who has no skill, he can work in the agriculture field along with other people. There is no restriction. See services, what are the sector shares employment? See here first one, service sector 15%, 17. This is employment. Okay, job opportunities they have given in this. 2017 agriculture 44%. Here also when we compare employment opportunities, agriculture is leading 44%. Employment opportunity, even you also have the same opportunity. If you want work in the field, there is no restriction. You can go and do the job along with your family members. If you skilled or not, it is not a matter. Okay, so service sector 31%. Last here, third position, industrial sector. Professionalism, a term you have here. The same way industry here 11%, even though improving. Is it? Yes, second position, employment opportunity in service sector. Okay, coming to this, and more than half of the workers in the country are working in the agriculture sector, producing only 1/6 of the GDP. In contrast to this, the industry and service sector produce 3/4 of the GDP, whereas they employ only about half of the proportion of the workers. Does it mean that the workers in agriculture are not producing as much as they could, or it means that there are more people in agriculture, but everyone may not be fully occupied? We have a term, unemployment. We can say that, see what happens. So even if a few people move out, production will not be affected. In this way, more number of people are engaged than required in agriculture. This is called disguised or unemployment. Okay, what happening here? One question they have given. Does this mean that the worker in agriculture are not producing as much as they could? Yes, they are producing. But it means that there are more people in agriculture, but everyone may not be fully occupied. What we call for that? The people who are not fully occupied, beginning I have told you. What we call for that? Underemployment. Can you remember that? What do you mean by underemployment? Part or temporary employment. Underemployment. Many people full time they are not engaging. Suppose your father take you, you may work sometime and move away from that and roam outside. So generally we call it is an unemployment or underemployment, another term you can say. Okay, so not fully engaged. And even though the person who engaged, take the case of small farmers Gayatri, who owns about 2 acres of unirrigated land, dependent only on rain and growing crops like jowar and red gram. All 5 members of her family work on the plot throughout the year. Why? They have no now here else to go for work, and you will see that everyone is working, none remains idle. But in actual fact, their labor effort gets divided. That is the point. Labor like effort divided. Instead, they can opt some other profession. Their income status may increase or improve. Each one is doing some same work, some work, but no one is fully employed. Or fully employed in the sense their income status may be less. This is the situation of people who are underemployed. Part-time employment. One person plays 100% work, but there is no income sharing, whatever they earn. Where people are apparently working, but all of them are made to work less than their potential or effort or energy. This kind of underemployment is hidden in contrast to someone who does not have a job and is clearly visible as unemployed. So this sort of employment, generally we can see unemployed people, not employed or educated, well-educated people always get job. You have a great word. If you have talent anywhere, you will get job. Okay, job follows you. But if you are not really talented, what happened? You may also do some sort of, this all part-time job we can say. Many people, like suppose, let me tell you a small example. Many people you can see working in the educational institutions or any small shops. What may be the reason? They may be completed their graduation. They are not skilled. For their livelihood, they are doing some job. Am I right? Yes, underemployment. It means part-time or fully not working in the field or anywhere. And supposing a landlord hires 1 or 2 members of the family to work on his field, like Gayatri's family is now able to earn some more extra income through wages. Wage in the sense coolie. Since you wage and salary different, salary monthly, wage daily. Okay, just remember, if anyone don't know, please note it down. Wage daily, coolie we call wages. Since you do not need 5 people to look after that small plot, 2 people moving out does not affect production on their farm. In the above examples, two people may move to work in the factory or trade. Once again, the earning of the family would increase. They would also continue to produce as much from their land. There are lakhs of farmers like Gayatri in India, it seems. This means that even in several people from the agriculture sector are provided with proper work elsewhere, agriculture production will not suffer. Okay, so the same time, the income of the people who take up their work or other work would lead or increase the total family income. This underemployment can also happen in other sector. For example, there are thousands of casual workers in the services sector in urban area who search for daily employment. They are employed like as painters, plumbers, repair persons, and other doing odd jobs. Many of them don't find work every day. So many factors they have given. First, Gayatri's matter they have given. Okay, instead of 5 members, Gayatri can opt. Okay, some family members can occupy in any other profession. Their family income may improve. The same way, job opportunities. In the case of job opportunities, we are discussing. Okay, not necessary to engage in same field. Like with 5 members, they can opt to some other. The same way in the urban areas also, we can see some people working like a plumber, repair persons and all for daily wages. Okay, see the finally, here you see shares of 3 sectors. And today a small task also, let me give you what is supposed to do is, bottom part you have a column and just to try to calculate or try to understand yourself. Suppose look at the above chart and fill in the following table. First, agriculture sector 73, 74. Employment they have given first. Gross GDP also they have given in the second box. So here first employment column you just fill, and after that gross domestic product, and compare in which sector. Okay, 73, 74 and 2015, 16. When we see which sector is leading, you have an idea. Did you get me? Yes. Dear students, just to go through that and rest all topic we will discuss in the next session. And this task complete, and in addition of that, please read the chapter once again. And like what happened, Sandosh? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Did you understand what I mean? Yes. Okay. And one more thing, let me remind you, yes, that like short notes. Okay. Possible, like that key points all write in your CW and start writing CWs. CWs in the sense style sheet. And one more thing, dear students, how many of you started writing your CWs? Please tell me. Sharanya, did you start CW work? CW. Okay, Harshida, okay, fine. Dear students, in the beginning, I have told you already, you have annual examination. The CW marks may be added in the internal marks. So please start now, otherwise in the last moment, schools open and teachers may force you. You will write as you wish in ugly handwriting. It leads you to get less score in the internal. So please start it now. Clearly I have given you all the instruction what you're supposed to do. Only we left the activity part. Okay, so completed chapters, activity, 1 page. If anyone didn't start, leave. Otherwise, those who started, I will tell you the activity lesson wise. So please add along with your note. That activity mark also should be added. So please make a note on that. And procedure, clearly I have explained you, neat handwriting, and possible in the next class. You please show me the notes what you write. Okay, please at least style sheet and the procedures and all. First style sheet, then after keywords. Okay, keywords in the sense all important terms. Let me tell you a secret. Listen carefully. What is that secret? Write all the terms what you feel difficult. Okay, all the terms in the sense, not only like what I taught, because you have your own idea. Okay, this concept is difficult for me, as this term is difficult for me. Write that term and add that note. Okay, one in a like 1 or 2 lines. That also should be not only textual questions. Okay, don't feel that only textual questions I should write. Not only textual questions, and additional questions also you can write in your CW. Got it? CW in the sense it's a preparation note. Already government helped a lot. They have removed some lessons. But even though some more lessons we have, so please, because hereafter like super fast we will go. You know how the super fast vehicles travel very fast and swiftly. Yes or no? And follow that and complete your notes and all subjects, not only social, all the subjects, all the teachers, because we have very limited time and we have number of lessons to be taught or complete. Okay, so we will go fast and you also follow that. And all the children possible, when you attend, please take a notebook and pen. Okay, when I see that, and today see one student like already he shown a museum. I am like, okay, I'm enjoying when you listen the English class. I have seen all the monuments, like some of the remains of olden days. Okay, what our ancestors used. So please don't do such type of activities. I hope you all good students. Hmm? Good students or good citizen, I can tell, because you all good citizen. So please follow the instruction promptly and don't write unwanted what we call notes on the screen or mango. Just before I have seen a a piece of cake I have seen on the screen. Who like whenever I visit your school or home, please offer me that I can have. Okay, so now you please don't try to show cake piece or something. I am helpless. Okay, and many students quit from the class. I think when watering in the mouth and immediately ran away. So please don't do such type of activities, children. Done? Okay, fine. Bye.